it's a two-way, so I can literally just turn that to the side I want to use with the gas, and I can keep the gas on.
He's just looking for somewhere to park. Hello and welcome to our channel. I'm Jodie and this is Lee, and we're going to tell you today just a little bit about our background, what we've done in the past 2 years, what we're up to at the moment, and where we're going to be going in the future. So what's our story, Lee? Where did we start?
So our story basically started off in a tent. Now, this is something that I've been doing for quite a few years. Jodie's not really been into tenting and out doing that sort of thing. It's been more hotels, holidays.
Hotels, yeah.
So I had to try and introduce something I wanted to do, motorhoming. And like I say, started with a tent. So where did it go from there?
Well, we got married a couple of years ago. We had our wedding postponed for a year because of COVID. And we didn't even get a hen and stag do because of COVID. Thankfully we had the wedding and we had the honeymoon planned, or so we thought. Hotel was all booked, but EasyJet decided to cancel the flights for some reason, and when we could have gone, so we decided to have a look at other options. And Lee, you've been looking at motorhomes for a while you've been camping in a tent, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I've been keeping my eye out for a nice basic starter motorhome that ain't going to blow the budget. Yeah.
But I'd never really thought about that. I'd seen caravans, but my experience of caravans from when I was a child, they were all crammed in and you were all squashed, and it wasn't like they are now, the way the furniture's done, everything, they're all dark and dingy.
Mouldy,
so that
damp.
was my impression of anything caravans or motorhomes from my childhood. So I'd never really thought about it. But we were talking about it before, looking at them before we had a honeymoon cancelled, weren't we? Yeah. But as soon as we had that cancelled, you decided to go and start looking, didn't you? And I
did, because it was a good option, really. I mean, the time was right to do something at home, I suppose. And that's when we bought it, wasn't it?
We decided to actually have the honeymoon in the motorhome.
Yeah. So and we did at that time, we split that, so we had a week in the motorhome and then we had a week in a hotel
for me, because I still wasn't quite sure, but I wish we'd never had that week. After the first week in the motorhome, and we were off grid and only on a little patch of grass because we booked so late on in the season. My experience of off grid and a little bit of grass in Cornwall was amazing. So yes, we did Blackpool for the second week. Yes, it was nice, but I regretted the fact that we didn't go somewhere else in the motorhome. So that's when I knew I liked it. And then obviously when you get the full experience of plugging in and everything, and you can use everything that you want to use, I was sold, wasn't I? Yeah,
absolutely sold. And that's where we progressed to sort of where we are now.
Yeah. So the starter van we had was an Ace Napoli, wasn't it? 2006.
Yes, with a 2.2 litre engine and 5-speed gearbox with an overcab bed and a rear lounge,
which you could make up into a bed.
Yeah.
And it was a lovely van, and I absolutely loved it, and had the greatest feeling when you sat in there. When the rear lounges are amazing, when you can just look out your windows and sit there in an evening and watch the campsites or wherever you are, just what's going on, and as the darkness comes in, and it's so peaceful. Really enjoyed it. And we've been to a few campsites, haven't we?
Yeah, we've been to a fair few now, so over the last couple of years. You know, way up north all the way back down southwest. So yeah,
you've even been on my mum's drive, haven't we, up north?
Even been on the mum's drive. We've even been to the Isle of Wight. So
we went to the Isle of Wight as well. That was good.
Yeah, that was very good.
Yeah, that was really good. And what we like doing when we go away is we like to find some walks, because we like walking, don't we, and keeping fit. Yeah. So we like to do that. So when we plan somewhere, we always make sure there's somewhere around that we can actually go and explore, don't we?
Definitely. I think that's a must, unless you're going to be driving around your motorhome. And don't get me wrong, when we was on the honeymoon time, for that week in Cornwall, I was just using it as a car. It's just a lot easier if you can just pitch up for a couple of days and not have to move it. So we like to have everything around us and then maybe move on again.
Yeah, we like bus stops nearby, so we can use buses. We don't mind using public transport. If we can walk there and it's in within half an hour, that's fine, because half an hour out, half an hour back, we don't mind that.
Yeah. Even further on some occasions.
Sometimes, depending on what our plans are for that time. Yeah. So we've had some really good experiences in, we called her Lucy, the Ace Nepali. So we've had some good experiences in Lucy, but we started to get to a point where things weren't working quite right for us, wasn't it? Yeah,
basically, it was the lack of extra seat belts. It was, when you get a little bit older, I didn't want to climb up on top of the top bunk anymore. Don't get me wrong, it was lovely if one of you was up there, but it didn't feel as comfortable anymore with two of you, so we ended up having to make the bed at the rear, which is a great bed. It's just making it.
Yeah, I didn't find it as comfortable though. It was all right for maybe one night if you had a couple of drinks and you get comfy enough, but if you hadn't done that, you just wanted a good night's sleep, I found it really difficult because I couldn't get comfy straight away, and it would just spoil my night, and I was ending up being more tired and not being able to enjoy the weekends we were going away as much. So we went to the NEC, didn't we? To look at options, see what layouts were out there. And
it's basically everything you always hear about is layout. So that was an opportunity there to really get amongst all different vans and really try and find the layout for us. So we thought.
No, we did. We did find a layout for us.
We did at the time.
Yeah. And we found Swift Kon-Tiki 774, which is because we like the rear lounge in the one we had, didn't we? So we wanted
sort of sticking with what you know.
Yeah, but really. We also like the dining area of the Swift Kon-Tikis. So we thought that's perfect for us. We've got the lounge at the front and the lounge at the back. I work from home, so I thought it's great. I can, in the back area, just get on with my work, and Lee can just carry on in the rest of the van like he's got a whole van to himself. And it's got the drop down bed, and we just thought, we'll sleep on the drop down bed, we'll just pull it down all the time.
Which would be alright because it was all electric, you know, push a button and you got your bed. But
but we ended up, the wait for that van ended up being too long for us, didn't it?
Yeah, I think we must have hit 10, 11 months before. I think it was probably about the fourth time when I made contact with the dealer, because the dealers don't contact you, to be told that it's delayed again. However, I was also informed that it's marked up on red, which means Swift didn't even have the chassis. So, for the delay that they're saying, and they didn't even have the chassis to build upon, I think it was going to be a lot longer.
We couldn't take that risk, could we?
We couldn't take that risk.
We didn't know if it was going to be even here this summer or the next year. And we wanted to get out and experience that, didn't we?
We did, definitely.
Wanted the good night's sleep for one thing, because that's so important. And
the seatbelts, and to enjoy this summer in a newer or a different van that suited us. Yeah.
So we decided to look online and see if there was something else out there that for us. We realised we were going to have to go second hand instead of going new. But we thought if we can get one that's around a year old, 2022 plate, that would be just as good for us, really. And this one came up. It's a Swift Kon-Tiki 794, different layout, island bed in the back, not the rear lounge. But we went and had a look, didn't we? And when we actually got in it, we fell in love with it, didn't we?
We did, yeah. We did, fell in love with it, and I find it a lot better than the 774 for what we need now. If we had kids with us, for example, the 774 would have probably been ideal as well. But for what we need right now, I find it ideal.
I feel that if we'd have got the 774 down the line, we would have realised it was not right for us, and we would have been changing it. Whereas this van, as I've said before, if you've visited our channel before, this van is more of a forever van, or as long as we don't have any plans off or see any plans in the future to change this van, which we would have done with the other one. So no, we're really happy in here.
So our future plans for this year, Next weekend's going to be a good one. We're off to the New Forest, and it's all the wild horses and donkeys and animals and everything around on the site. So it's sort of more of a campsite without electricity.
Yeah, which I call off-grid because you're off the national grid, but Lee seems to think that off-grid means not on a campsite as well. So I'm not quite sure what everyone else thinks of off-grid. It's a bit of a debate we're having. I think it's just not being plugged in is off-grid, and you think it's totally away from...
you believe it's off the national grid.
And you believe it's off the campsites, more
off
wild
the campsite,
kind of camping.
No facilities. I mean, there is facilities. So you have got water, Elson Point there, and you have got toilets, no showers or anything like that. But to me, I don't look at that as off-grid.
Yes, I do. So can you...
Yeah, put it in the comments. What do you believe off-grid is?
What do you believe off-grid is? Thank you. That would be amazing, because it's a bit of a debate we've been on.
So that's our next one. That's our next one is on a campsite in the New Forest.
No electric.
No electric. And then we've got some other ones coming up straight after.
Woolacombe with the kids.
With the kids. So we've got a big one in Woolacombe. We've got Vanlife Festival, which is coming up very shortly.
Yeah.
And then there's a few others dotted about in the year, and obviously we'll keep you posted of what's coming up.
Yeah.
But I think the other big one is what we're planning at the back end of the year. So going into probably the last 2 weeks of September.
We've not really planned. We're planning to do it, but we've not exactly planned when or how yet.
And to tell you what it is, it's Europe.
Yeah, we're planning to go to Europe, aren't we?
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to that one. And to be honest, the planning in my head is plan the tunnel. The rest of it will follow. From what I've seen, there's plenty of airs, there's plenty of park for nights, there's plenty of stops, there's plenty of places for you to top up your batteries, plenty of places for you to empty your toilets and to fill up with water. So it's just a case of getting over there and going for it, and I can only imagine quite a few of you that may be watching this have actually been and done it. I do hear it's a lot easier than the UK, so if we can manage to do any sort of off-gridding or any sort of off-grid camping out in the UK, then I'm sure we can manage out in Europe.
I'd just like to say thank you to all the people that do upload their videos and their experience of Europe.
Definitely.
Because it's given us a lot more confidence to do this.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that I would have just gone, we'll go and we'll book the tunnel and we'll just work it out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done that. I'm a planner, and I would have liked to have planned every single move, which we wouldn't have enjoyed. It'd been a bit more regimented, wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. But now seeing from the other videos that other YouTubers and other people have shared, it's shown that you can just go and plan as you go, and decide and make it more enjoyable for yourself, depending on what you're feeling like, what the weather's like.
Hopefully we can pass on as well that our experience of going to Europe, because as we've watched many others do the same, and that's where we've got the confidence to go and do it, and we can pass on that to other people and viewers.
So we'll let you know more about that once we've got an idea of when we're going.
Yeah.
And when we're going to book if it's going to be a ferry or the tunnel or whatever we've decided, we'll come back to you on that one.
Yeah, definitely. So with the second-hand van, obviously you come across a couple of the little issues that you have to get rectified. Now, don't get me wrong, this van has been great. We had the habitation door issue. That's all sorted now. Cleaned the contacts. We've had 3 warnings on the dash, and that's going to go down to the Fiat dealer. Along with that, we've had a couple of things that we wanted to get done. So I wanted the LPG upgrade system. We've gone for Gasset. Okay, that has now been complete, and I will show you some footage on that and what the system is at the end. And the warnings are basically going to get sorted by the Fiat dealer under warranty. Now, the funny thing is with going to the Fiat dealer, I've already taken it down there. However, I couldn't leave the wagon with them. Because I needed it to get back because of the distance. Obviously the main dealers are never right on your doorstep. What they didn't tell me is there's been 2 recalls. Okay, so the recalls are one with the radio stereo needs an upgrade, I believe you can put your vehicle size and everything into the sat nav now and all that sort of stuff. The other one is something to do with the master cylinder, I believe, and something to do with the clutch. It needs checking, and if it falls within a bracket, it needs to be changed. So it's now booked in for later on in the week, and again, there will be footage for you at the end of this.
Yeah, so that's us done talking now. We've explained a little bit about who we are, where we started, what we've been up to, where we are now and where we're heading. So the next bit of this vlog is the footage of Lee going to get the LPG sorted.
Yep.
And also him driving down to Southampton to get the errors corrected and the recall work done. So I hope you enjoy.
So that's the system all fitted. I didn't get a chance to film and fit in it, but it only took about an hour for them to do because it gets plugged into the existing system anyway. So with the gas then on the external side, you've got this, and this is where you're going to fill the actual gas itself. You've got the bayonet fits there. I've got another 3 adapters for Europe, all the European countries, France, Italy, Spain, etc. So when we do go off on our travels, the adapter literally just screws into here, so the LPG system will plug in. So if I just put the cap back on, so the cost of the system, £740 with the adapters. It was £800 basically. So £740 for the LPG system fitted. So just get my keys and open up the locker door. So with inside then, I managed to fit one 6 kilo and one 11 kilo. So as you can see there, it's the gasket system, 6 kilo at the back and the 11 kilo at the front. So it's all strapped down nicely, secure. As well as that, it's a two-way, so I can literally just turn that to the side I want to use with the gas, and I can keep the gas on, like so. And it's got the crash safety feature in this anyway. Yeah, so that is the system all fitted. So not too bad. I like it, and them bottles should last pretty much all summer into the winter, I reckon. So that's 17 kilos of gas I can hold. All good. On to the next adventure.
Today we're heading off to Southampton to the Fiat dealer. We've got a couple of bits that we need doing. However, I don't fully understand everything we need doing, so I'll pass you over to Lee on that one.
Yeah, so basically I booked it in with the Fiat dealer for warranty work. I've got 3 warnings on the dash, so they're going to look at that. I did take it down the other week, however I had to come home because there's actually 2 recalls on the vehicle and they need to do them as well because they can't do any warranty work unless the recall work's done as well. So we're taking it down today. Hopefully they'll have it for a couple of days, all work will get completed, and then we're good to go.
Good to go on our next adventure. Anyway, see you then.
This feeling I've got's making me crazy, making me crazy. So I'm just gonna drive. I'm just gonna drive. I'm just gonna drive. Ours now. The road never ends. It's me and my friends. these are the good times. And I'm feeling like I could go on forever. And I've been running out of air, so let me catch my breath. Feeling I've got's making me crazy. If I'm having a good time, don't you blame me. Yeah, this feeling I've got's making me crazy, making me crazy. So I'm just gonna drive, drive, drive. I'm just gonna drive, drive, drive. I'm just gonna drive, drive.
Sorry, I just moved it out of the way. I did, yeah. Yeah, just go in there, he said.
Come try it over this way.
So as you can see, it's quite busy with a lot of trucks about, and this is where the anxiety kicks in, because I'm sure I'm not getting in that space. But we do get parked up in the end, so all is good.
And he's found a space. Whew. It's hard work moving these motorhomes and directing traffic, you know. So we finally arrived after a bit of traffic directing by myself. I could have done with a yellow jacket. We managed to get him into a space, didn't we?
Just into a space. My anxiety getting here, trucks everywhere, and then this place, because it's a commercial one, obviously it's just full of trucks. Now there is a few motorhomes here, but obviously motorhome to us is our pride and joy, and it's all next to these banged up trucks. So yeah, it is a bit of a nervy time, but hopefully they can get it sorted and get the recalls done, and then we ain't got to come back here for a long time.
It's alright though, the guys are used to driving big trucks around, so they're used to the space, so it's fine. I'm sure everything will be alright. But that's it done, and we'll come and pick it up when it's ready.
Boom. So hope you've enjoyed this vlog today, and yeah, thank you for watching, and thank you for all the subscribers.
Yeah, we've had quite a few subscribers in a short period, which we thought is amazing.
Blown away.
Yeah, in the beginning we just asked our family and friends to subscribe just to help the channel grow a bit. Yeah, so what the funny thing is, Lee's mum and my mum both asked how much it would be to subscribe every month, and they were a little bit nervous about it, but obviously it's free to subscribe. It just helps our channel grow and get our videos out there so people can see them more. So yeah, if we have noticed, looking at our channel, that there is more people watching than there is subscribers watching, so people that are non-subscribers, and I think that's because a lot of people are watching on the TVs, and it's not as easy as to subscribe when you're on your TV. It's not as easy as just pressing a button. But we would really appreciate if you are watching on your TV, please do come back, go to our channel and subscribe for us, because it really does help us.
It does.
So yeah,
and it boosts my ego.
He doesn't
Makes
need
me
it,
yeah, it makes more videos.
He's already got a big ego anyway. So but no, thank you very much for all your support, everybody, and thank you for watching this video.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.